And I don't have the heart to tell her they're really awful looking cookies. But kind of look like squash or something, but just don't tell her, okay? Just don't tell her. Okay. So, Jan, did you ever figure out when Christopher was going to be doing a service on Christmas Eve?
Not yet.
Okay, have you, like, texted him or something, or?
Joe was going to find out and get back to me.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Because Christopher, as far as we know, is going to be doing Christmas Eve services here. It'll be, I'm going to guess, 7, 8 o'clock. I don't know. I know it'll be earlier in the evening than it has been in the past. Yeah, it's, one of these, for people on YouTube, it was -8 here yesterday officially. It was cold, and it's still cold today. Yeah, I think we're up to 12 right now. It's definitely a heat wave. Now, for all you people that are complaining about the 110 last summer. Yes?
I talked to Christopher last Sunday or Monday about something else, and I asked about that. He said, "Why about being here for but it sounded much more like 9 or 10 o'clock."
Oh, okay. Well, and it could be. Don't know about the time for sure. So, and it could change a little bit. We'll just kind of keep everybody up to date about that. So, and also for the people on YouTube, more about Washington. Washington has been host to the World's Fair twice, 1962 in Seattle and 1974 in Spokane. And Spokane was the smallest city in size to host a World's Fair in 1974. Washington, the 42nd state in the Union, is the only state named for a president. Before it became a state, the territory was called Columbia, named after the Columbia River. When it was granted statehood, the name was changed to Washington, supposedly so people wouldn't confuse it with the District of Columbia. Yeah, I know, that's kind of the point. It's like they still confuse us with Washington. Which Washington? Okay. Washington's residents are educated. It's the state with the most residents holding high school diplomas. Seattle leads the country in residents with more college degrees per capita. Washington's state insect is the green darner dragonfly. And Zilla has the oldest operating gas station in the United States. Is the teapot still actually operating?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, if you've never been here, it's worth coming to Washington State to see that. It's really, really kind of cool. Look up, is it Teapot? To the Teapot gas station in Zilla, Washington. Yeah, kind of cool, kind of cool. And Mary brought me some more T-shirts, sweatshirts, and all this stuff. So, if you don't like them, she did it. If you like them, she did it. So, meddle not in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and good with ketchup. I'm awesome. Don't question it. Just deal with it. Retired. Goodbye tension. Hello pension. He who sees you when you're drinking. Santa Claus. So he who sees you when you're drinking. Love with a doggy or kitty footprint cannot be bought, but it can be rescued. Not only is my short-term memory horrible, but so is my short-term memory. So, cool. Thank you, Mary. More to come. More to come. Yeah, I did notice it's like stuff on the other side there. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin. And John said, I believe that as soon as people want peace in the world, they can have it. Trouble is, they're not always aware that they can get it. So, George, I put $1 in a change machine. Nothing changed. Go figure. Go figure. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if it worked that way? We used to, back when the church first started, we used to do skits every service. I'd start out with a skit, and that got hard to do after about a year. It's like, can't come up with anything new. At least up here, we usually come up with stuff new. But I remember one time we did a skit, and I had a bunch of spray bottles. And it was basically, if you could make changes or you could change yourself, all you had to do is spray and instantly change. Wouldn't that be nice if you could do that?
Yeah.
We'd make $1 bazillion. So, boy, oh boy. Genetically speaking, zebras are black with white stripes, not white with black stripes. They have black skin under the white hair. Whew. You learned something at church.
Nice. Chicken egg.
The handwriting on the wall may be a forgery. The best of prophets of the future is the past. Lord Byron. Every beginning is a consequence. Every beginning ends something. Imagine that. Everybody going to have fun Christmas? Everybody all ready? Only have one more week to get over it or to have it or something like that? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm over it.
Sometimes. Throughout much of northern Europe, early farmers used unplowed strips of land as dividers between fields. Ridges of this sort served to separate the rows of one man's from those of his neighbors. From a word linked with the idea of missing or avoiding the ribbon of earth avoided by the plow was called a balk. Naturally, the act of leaving a balk was important. It even had a loose legal significance. So the name became associated with other kinds of avoidances and refusals, such as the jerk made by a horse in turning away from an outstretched bridle. By the time Pizarro began plundering the riches of South America in the 16th century, any animal or person who avoided a duty was said to balk. Now you know. Do not walk behind me, for I may not lead. Do not walk ahead of me, for I may not follow. Do not walk beside me either. Just pretty much leave me alone. So, see, you thought it was going to be something really, deep, and no. Look who's saying it. Sorry, God. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a broken fan belt and a leaking tire. What is that all about? Why does that work that way? It's always darkest before dawn, so if you're going to steal your neighbor's newspaper, that's the time to do it. Don't be irreplaceable. If you can't be replaced, you can't be promoted. No one is listening until you pass gas. Yep. Always remember, you're unique, just like everyone else. Never test the depth of the water with both feet. Think about that for a minute. If you think nobody cares if you're alive, try missing a couple of car payments.
Yeah.
Before you criticize someone, you should walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you criticize them, you're a mile away and you have their shoes. I need to stop. I could keep going on that. So, okay. Anything else going on? Yeah. Oh, and Jan's got something? Okay. Oh.
Mike, please.
Yeah, what do you want? Mike's right there.
Okay, I contacted Christopher, and his service on Christmas Eve is going to be at 10 p.m. He's going to be here at 9 to set up. So there's the confirmation for that. What's that? With setup, okay. All right, communion. It's time to put around January for communion sign up. Communion is what we put together and that we share every week, and it's really nice to be able to, if you would like to do some service for the church, it's very simple, very fast, and we really, really appreciate it. So if you'd like to pick a Sunday, just write on the Sunday date, just write your name and your telephone number so that we can give you a nice little reminder call the day before. New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, we will be doing dream boards on New Year's Day.
What's a dream board?
A dream board is where you think of the things you would love to manifest in your life, and you can put these things in pictures, drawings, whatever you choose from things, articles that you can find through magazines, pictures, things like that. You put it on your dream board for the year, and just, with it, a prayer. A lot of people do it a lot of different ways, and then you leave it out for your, sometimes people just put them away, others will leave them out that you can see them all year long, and it's just a reminder of the things that you are wanting to have in your life, and then it's really fun by the next year to see if any of those things came
Excuse me,
to
how
fruition.
many of them come true?
Right.
I mean, it's pretty
How
doggone
many?
amazing sometimes.
Absolutely. Sometimes the whole board. So anyway, we'll be here. It will be after church. Probably do a potluck because it will be right after church. We will supply the boards for you unless you have one that you want to bring yourself. We also are limited on supplies. We do have a lot of magazines. Old calendars work really well. So bring whatever you would like of supplies that you think you might to create the dream board. Yeah, scissors, markers, absolutely,
Blue.
all of that. Whatever, whatever floats your boat.
Okay. Bling. Yeah, bling. Now, I have to tell you, with this fire back here, don't you just think that, I mean, Janice should just kind of sit down and just talk to you? So,
Can we talk? Let's just talk. Can we talk? Due to popular demand, I am representing the 5 essential tools for an empath. How many people took that class? We're here for that class. Did you love it? Okay, so if you didn't take it, oh my gosh, there are things that you didn't know, even though you knew you were an empath. There are things you didn't know on how to assist yourself and staying clear, being clear. I'm going to add some new stuff. So even if you took it before, you can have it for half price. The cost of the class is $40. There are scholarships available, so check with me if you're interested in going and money's an issue. Friday the 30th of December, I'm going to be doing another Voices from Beyond. So holidays is a wonderful time for our loved ones to come through. So if you're interested in that, that'll be here
Jan,
Friday
what's
night.
Voices from Beyond?
Voices from Beyond is where we chat with our loved ones that are on the other side. So if you have any other questions about that, please see me. There's flyers for both of these in the back.
I make an awesome straight man, don't I? Did I feel eyes roll or something there? Did I just? Oh, yeah, okay. An elderly man in North Carolina had owned a large farm for several years. He had a large pond in the back, fixed up really nice, along with some picnic tables, horseshoe courts, yeah, and some apple and peach trees. The pond was properly shaped and fixed up for swimming when it was built. One evening, the old farmer decided to go down to the pond because he hadn't been there for a while and look it over. He grabbed a 5-gallon bucket to bring back some fruit. As he neared the pond, he heard some voices shouting and laughing with glee. When he came closer, he realized it was a bunch of young women skinny dipping in the pond. Where are you going, Ron? Sorry, couldn't help it. He came out better than I thought. He made the women aware of his presence, and they all went to the deep end to shield themselves. One of the women shouted to him, "We're not coming out until you leave." The old man frowned and replied, "I didn't come down here to watch you ladies swim naked or make you get out of the pond naked." Holding the bucket, he said, "I'm here to feed the alligator." Okay. Gosh, I almost had it. We're going to sing a song. Can't remember what it was. Do what, Hud? They are always a little bit too tight.
Oh, funny. Funny. Phil's cookie. Okay. So, strange things happen to me. You knew that? Because strange things happen to you too, don't they? So, I was pondering this week's message. Two strange things happened. I'll share one first. So I was pondering the message, and all of a sudden, this equation came through. I don't know if you can read it or not. It's negative c, the square root of d plus o equals little tr, arrow to k2, k squared.
All right. Yay.
And it was like, what the heck? So I don't know who I was tapped into, but I thought, well, that's just funnier than heck. Almost said a bad word. And so then, well, what does it mean? So they helped me understand what this means, and then they gave me an additional equation that I want to share with you today. Because we get stuck. Anybody ever been stuck? And being stuck ain't fun. And when we're not having any fun, we get cranky. Well, I can't speak for you. I get cranky. When I'm not having any fun, I get cranky. And, you know, we can do all the right things and still be stuck. Have you ever noticed that? You're reading the good books, have your affirmations, you're doing your prayers, you're doing the next right thing, you're doing what you need to do, and you're still stuck. That's really frustrating. That's annoying. And the cranky gets worse, does it not? Well, there's kind of a reason for that. In our Followers of the Way group, we've been talking about the creation story, and we looked at having a creation protocol, creation procedure, you know, that if you do the things that were done in the beginning, then you can create new things in your life. A couple of people have tried that and have had some really amazing results as a result of that. And as we were talking about the creation story, of course there's the Adam and Eve story. And without getting into any detail in that, because it's better to save all of that into a classroom just so we can have a discussion about it. But anyway, Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden. And so many of us get locked into that religious doctrine, dogma, that God is a punishing God. And when we stick in that God is a punishing God, that makes the stuck worse. And the whole thing, the basis that I'm trying to do in the Followers of the Way is to create this framework from where we can look at God in a new way. That God is love, and perfect love casts out fear. If that's truth, then punishing God is not true. Then that means that story is different than what we think it is, that our expectations are of that. So if God is love, and love is in the Garden of Eden, and comes to Adam and Eve and says, what have you done? Where are you, first of all? What have you done? We assume it's, where are you? What have you done? What if that's not it? Because that's not love. What if instead it's, where are you? Where are you? Where's your awareness right now? And what have you done instead of what have you done? What if it's, are you aware of the actions that you're taking? Did the fruit just fall from the tree and it rolled over here into the aisle and you picked it up and you ate it and you had no idea what you're doing? That's different. Or did you consciously choose that? If you consciously choose that, that's different. You know, you talk about Paradise Lost and the Garden of Eden and everything was perfect. Suspend that idea for a second, okay? Just hang on to that. Yes, it's wonderful. You can pluck an apple off of a tree and eat it, and you can pick a berry over here and eat it. Here's the deal. Once they were left the Garden of Eden, you can now have pie. Because now they're making stuff. They're creating stuff. They're doing their own deal. They're mixing stuff up and they're cooking. And you know what? They have clothes. I like clothes. Clothes are good, are they not? So you can stay in paradise where there's no accountability and just be. It's safe, it's easy. Sometimes when we're stuck, we're in Paradise Lost, it's safe and it's easy. Because if we knew what we were doing, there would be challenges to it. But there's this aha moment. How many of you have ever had an aha moment? What does that feel like? Tell me what that feels like. Wow, it's the greatest thing ever. It's like, was Harry Potter and the little elf gets a sock? You gave Dobby a sock. You get it. Well, this is when we're not getting it. When we don't get it, we're here. And we're stuck. And it's okay to be here because you're safe from taking action yet. Because you're not ready or the action's not ready for you. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Negative C. That's criticism and complaint. Well, and we could say C3 here would be cranky. Right? Right, we do that. Because we're stuck. We're stuck. We don't like it. It doesn't feel good. So what do? Blah, blah, blah. The world's not okay. It doesn't feel good, and this is wrong, and that's wrong, and they should do that differently, and these people over there are doing that all wrong. And the square root of that is despair and oblivion. And when we're in despair and oblivion, we have our own little truth. You don't like it. It's not fair. Nobody cares. And God doesn't care. And people don't care. And it's not working. And I'm trying. And we move into reaction, which leads to karmic kickback. K2. How many of you ever had karmic kickback? Karma knows where you live. And it's not fun. That's just sucks. It's not fun. But here we go. We're stuck here. And you know what? It's okay. Tell you a story. How many people remember Deb Rowden? She used to attend here. She usually sits here when she comes. She lives in Goldendale now. Her life had this big, huge change. She was in my office when we had the church downtown Kennewick. And she came into my office, and her son was in high school, struggling, just button heads with the teachers and button heads with the counselors, and just not doing well. Now, she should tell you the happy ending of that. He's now making $1 bazillion working for cybersecurity. He's just this great success story. But anyway, in high school, he was struggling. So she comes to me, and she said, there should be a psychic counselor. You should go be a psychic counselor for schools. And I said, I should. And there was this moment, a profound silence. And she said, oh, bad word, it's me. And in that moment, she had this huge shift. An aha moment of, my world just shifted. I got to do something different. I'm gonna do that. She had been working as a lab tech in the hospital, for years and years and years and years. And it worked really well for her, worked for her son. It was starting to get a little wearying because she was working nights. And she had all this intuitive stuff starting to happen, and she was really loving that. We had weekly tarot classes at that time. Every tarot class for 2 years, this woman got, every tarot reading, no matter how many times you laid the cards out, no matter which deck she used, it was always, it's not time yet. In that moment, her world shifted, and she moved out of that and into her new life. Now, was it easy? No. She had to go back to school, get a degree, get an additional degree. Then she had to find, the work that she was going to do, find the right school. Okay, now she's in Goldendale, working in the grade school. She loves it. Would she go back to that? No. Is what she doing harder? Yes. But it's awesome. Sometimes we stay stuck because Spirit knows we're not ready to launch yet. So please be patient with the process. But also know that at any split second you can have that aha, know what it is, and shift, and your world is different. But it might be more difficult. But it's going to be so worth it. Would you want to go back? If she would choose to go back to that, if for some reason she wasn't able to be a school counselor, then she had to go back to that, she could. But it would be by choice. I'm going to choose to do that because this other job dissipated. Who knows, cutbacks, whatever. She could do that, but it would be her choice. She wouldn't resent it or begrudge it, but I guarantee you she would be finding a way to utilize those skills because she loves it and she's really good at it. And teachers are loving her because she's helping them, and the kids are loving her and she's helping them. Parents, not so much. But she's helping them. But we don't want to go back. But sometimes this is where we get to be. But if we can bring a different perspective to that, we could do this. Okay, let me tell you what this one means. This is so much fun. Is this funny or what? I mean, who has this kind of...
Only you.
Oh, I know. It's crazy stuff. All right. So if you're here, some of us are, it's okay. Cut yourself some slack. There's a universal truth. Truth. What's your, yes?
Just to feel line and then under that 7 or is that added to the 9?
No, this is greater than. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Okay. It should all be in one long line, but I ran out of room because I don't have spatial awareness like some people do. So there's a universal truth. God is love. God is not here to punish you. You're stuck because it's important for you to be stuck. Being stuck is not about you're not being good enough, or you're not being loved enough, or you're not appropriate enough, or you're not worthy enough. That's not true. Truth is you're right where you need to be, and even though you have no idea why, and it stinks, the truth is God is love. God is relentless at bringing you to your highest and best good. And sometimes here is where you need to be because it's safe. Because it's safe. You don't have the energy to do the great thing that you're going to be called to do if you're here. So truth is, if you're here, heal thyself. Get your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body in shape. You're here for a reason, because you don't have what it takes yet to launch into this great thing that is being manifested for you. For you to be here for others. You're not there yet. The aha hasn't happened. Okay? Is that your fault? No! Life's beating the crap out of you. And now take the truth of it's time to heal me on all levels. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. All levels. Get that healing. Take care of yourself. Bless yourself. Love yourself. Remember when we did the tapping blessing? I bless who I am and how I feel right now. Bless who I am and how I feel right now. Tap that sucker in. I bless my family and how they love me. I bless my incredible healing body. I bless my friends and wish them love and abundance. I bless the abundance I already have. I bless my home and how I live. I bless my work, my associates, and the people I serve. I bless my mind, my memory. I bless my memory because sometimes it's not as good as I'd like it to be. I bless my memory. I bless my creative ideas. I bless my clear insights that lead to wisdom. I bless and am blessed. Bless the heck out of it. Bless yourself. Be good to you. This is calling you to a new level of truth of your own value. Value yourself by taking care of yourself on all levels. If you're here, it's because you need to be. You're not ready yet. Not because you're not good enough, but because the world's beating the crap out of you. Take time for yourself. Bless yourself. Be good to you. Can I get an amen on that? Amen. All right. Truth. That's the truth that you're living with. Right now. Take it on. Can you take it on?
Take it on.
Take it on. Do it. L. Location. Remember? Garden of Eden? Where are you? Where are you right now? Where are you? I'm stuck. Hallelujah. That's the first step to awareness. I'm stuck. How the heck and did I say how the heck and Luya? You know my edit button is gone. Someone took my edit button. I want it back. I had no idea that came out of my mouth. Oh, jeez. So where are you? Are you happy? If you're not happy, the world has beaten that out of you. Find it. Reclaim it. Sorry. Actually, this is A times 3. To the third power. This one is awaken, allow, and accountability. Once we awaken, once you have the aha, have you had the aha yet? Some of us have, some of us haven't. If you haven't had the aha yet, there's no accountability. Stop feeling guilty for needing to take care of yourself. Stop it. If the aha hasn't happened, you're not awakened yet to your new purpose. Allow yourself to be where you are. Allow, once you awaken, allow it to unfold. Allow that drive to push you forward. When the second Deb knew that it was her world shifted. And in that shift, she got herself back in school. I mean, she took action. Until that point, she didn't have any action to take. Except wait. Dang it. Hate that. Wait is a 4-letter word. We don't like it. Because when we're in our truth, we know where we are and we know where we're going. We can awaken, allow, and bring ourselves to accountability, action, moving forward, which leads to a blessing Actually, I'm going to say blessing times 2 because we become a blessing for ourselves and we become a blessing for others. The blessings come and the blessings are amplified. And this is times 2 too. This is the karmic kickback again. Now the karmic kickback is a positive. Now the things that come to you is doors open and doors open and doors open and miracles, magic, wonderful, awesome, incredible things happen. It's like, oh, who knew? And the next thing happens and there's so much happening and you, oh my gosh. So there's positive karmic kickback, which leads to inspiration. That's an inspiration and insight. Then with this insight, we know why we were there. We get it. We get it. You're not going to get it when you're there. You don't get it. You can't get it. You can't get it from here. But what you can get is peace. You can give yourself a blessing of peace and waiting in this moment. And you can bless yourself by taking care of yourself on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And we don't do that. We don't. We beat ourselves up. I should be doing something wonderful. In time, cut yourself some slack, which is greater than your own personal truth, self-truth, and being reactionary. Then you don't react to life anymore. All of this is greater than that. If you're stuck, you tend to react. Oh, that person said something, pissed me off. Nothing's working right. I'm just freaking out. We react. I'll leave you with one little verse here. Which one? Huh? All of these markings? That's not the right one. There it is. There is no fear in love. Perfect love casts out fear. Because fear involves punishment, and the one who fears is not perfected in love. We love because he first loved us. That's verse 18, 1 John chapter 4. Now verse 8. I'm sorry, chapter 4, verse 18. And verse 8. God is love. If you think God is punishment, break it. Enough. That's not the truth. There's karmic kickback. And if you're having some negative karmic kickback, you might want to look at where are you? Where are you? What have you done? What have you done? Have you allowed yourself to be beaten up by the world? Have you not kept really good boundaries for yourself? Have you not eaten right and taken care of yourself? Have you not exercised? What have you done? Accountability. Be accountable for now and change that now by eating well, getting exercise, getting good rest, being at peace with yourself, being kind to yourself, and I guarantee you your aha will come. And when the aha comes, it's going to smack you, flip your world around, and you're going to ignite like that fireplace. But for now, be a blessing to yourself. Can you do that? Can you just do that? All right. Mr. Phil, would you join me up front, please? Oh, I forgot to tell you. Go ahead. The other funny, strange thing that happened when I was preparing this message this morning, I was in bed going through things in my head, and it was like, I can't tell them that. Yes, you can. No, I can't tell them that. Yeah, you can do that. No, I can't do that. No, I can't. And so I time jumped, and I saw myself up here struggling, and I worked it through, and I found different words than what I first thought. So as you noticed today, I had no trouble. The words were here for me. So time jump, it has its value. Strange things. Strange things. But
I'm done.
he says he's done. Communion. Allow this communion ceremony to lock in for you this message today. When you partake of this, whichever you choose for yourself, when you take it in, when you ingest it, this is your commitment to Spirit, your willingness to receive from Spirit that nurturance, that spiritual nurturance, as well as physical, mental, and emotional nurturance. All right? Lock it in and give yourself a blessing. So unleavened, gluten-free is in the little cup. Unleavened regular is the little cracker things, and then rice, animal crackers if you like. Native American pathway, whatever works for you. Join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of light, help us to remember your love. Help us to remember that you walk with us. Help us to remember that being stuck is important sometimes. It's hard. Bless us in this. Help us to get that aha moment and move forward. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. She's fine. Hasn't heard any more on the results. From what I heard, he's doing well as well. I don't think anybody they don't want to get out in this cold stuff, and slip and fall would not be good. Join me in prayer again. Loving Spirit of light, help us to recognize that you love us. Help us to feel that and experience that. And as we're experiencing that, help us to drink this in and drink in life, all of it, even the moments of being stuck and having to wait. Help us to drink that in and recognize the value that is here. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. Excuse me.
Marianne, you want to do this? When I'm looking somewhere else and I say somebody's name, I look back and it's like, oh God, does he really mean me? Does he really mean me?
And I thought he said Marion, and I wondered, is there a Marion here today? Is there a Marion here? Okay, no, I guess it's me. As has been stated several times lately, our calendars are full of activities, and I think there's more to come this next year. I want to add a couple of Qigong clinics and workshops myself. But there's all kinds of things, reasons to get together, things to do, whether it's social, spiritual, or